Hi, my name is Max Weston and this is my project on jellyfish. This presentation is about biodiversity in the jellyfish world. Obviously, jellyfish live in the water, but I'm going to tell you which waters and at what depths. I'll show you 6 very different types of jellyfish to demonstrate the variety that exists within the jellyfish world. We'll note some scientific facts about jellyfish. We'll ask how much we know right now and wonder what is left to discover. So this is the first question. Where have jellyfish been discovered to live? Well, they've been found in every ocean of the world. They've also been found in most of the rivers that flow into those oceans and the lakes connected to those rivers. Basically, if it's possible to swim there from an ocean, you'll probably find lots of jellyfish. Like this tiny peach blossom fish from the Yangtze River in China, which is adapted to fresh water. But not all jellyfish you'll find in rivers have adapted to fresh water. Like this 4-foot-long barrel jellyfish, photographed last summer half a mile up a river in Cornwall, having swam there from its home in the English Channel. But don't worry, though scarily large, they're completely harmless to humans. In terms of how deep they live, jellyfish have been found at all depths, from the surface down to as far as 9 kilometers. And they seem to be able to live at any temperature too, from the freezing waters of the Arctic and Antarctic to the warm waters near the equator. There's also the Costa Rican jellyfish that lives in unbelievably hot water, but more about that later. This is the first of our 6 jellyfish profiles, the Aequorea victoria. It's also known as the crystal jellyfish. This makes it sound like a great glittery look, and it certainly does have a near translucent appearance. It has in its body something called GFP, which stands for green fluorescent protein, and this gives it its fluorescent colour, but it's also a really cool protein for scientists. One set of experiments using GFP has led to the creation of rabbits that grow under black lights. Other experiments using GFP have helped in the study of our own cell processes and have moved scientists closer to solving serious health problems like Alzheimer's. This is the Australian box jellyfish. It is also called a sea wasp, but is far more deadly than any wasp. You may have heard that jellyfish are dangerous. This is mostly true, but none are as dangerous as the Australian box jellyfish. It is responsible for more deaths in Australia than snakes, crocodiles and sharks together. In fact, the box jellyfish has actually been known to attack and kill sharks. Apart from its deadly stinger, the box jellyfish is made even more dangerous because it is almost completely transparent, making it difficult to see coming. This is the super cool Bathychorus builloni jellyfish. It was discovered only 10 years ago, but now we know that there are lots and lots of them. So how did they remain undiscovered for so long? Well, they are the hide-and-seek champions of the jellyfish world, having 3 simple tricks. They live in the Arctic Ocean, where there are few humans. They live more than 1,000 meters below the surface, where there are no humans at all, and they're just 2 centimeters long, small enough to slip through the mesh of standard fishing nets. Bathychorus made the news in 2004, not only because it was a brand new discovery, but also because it looked like the Star Wars character, Darth Vader. This is the Costa Rican jellyfish, and it might just be the strangest jellyfish you've never seen. In 2007, scientists were studying the ocean floor off the coast of Costa Rica. They discovered a black smoker, or hydrothermal vent, at a depth of 2,500 meters, and close to these hot vents they found a new species, the Costa Rican jellyfish. Black smokers are unbelievably hot, and the temperature of this one was measured at 330 degrees Celsius. Most jellyfish would live away from hypothermal vents, where the water is cooler, but Costa Rican jellyfish were found very close to the vent, where the water was over 300 degrees Celsius. You may be thinking that water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, but it turns out, because of the high pressure at that depth, the water does not boil at 100 degrees Celsius, but rather at 390 degrees Celsius, so the Costa Rican jellyfish can happily swim through water, rather than having to fly through steam. This is the foot-long tentacles jellyfish. As its name suggests, it is about 1 foot or about 30 centimeters long. It lives in the frozen waters beneath the continental ice shelves off the western Antarctic. The Smithsonian Institute, a well-respected organization in the United States, believe these jellyfish can survive alongside the Costa Rican jellyfish, which thrives at 300 degrees Celsius. If they're correct, this would show a remarkable ability to adapt to dramatically different conditions and suggest there are few waters in which jellyfish cannot live. This is Normura's jellyfish and is the biggest in the world, or at least the biggest we know of. You can get some idea of its size by looking at the diver photograph next to the jellyfish. Can you imagine what it must be like swimming up to a jellyfish of such a size? Don't worry, there are none in the River Thames. Normura's jellyfish are mainly found in the waters between China and Japan. In 2009, a 10-ton fishing trawler and its 3-man crew was trying to haul in its net, but dozens of Normura's jellyfish were caught in their net. As machines pulled the nets from the sea, the boat, unable to take the weight, capsized and sank. Luckily, another trawler was nearby and the 3 crew members were rescued. Contrasts in jellyfish. So let us look again at the contrasts we've seen. We've seen the foot-long tentacles jellyfish living under the ice in Antarctica and the Costa Rican jellyfish thriving next to staggeringly hot black smokers. We've seen the peach blossom jellyfish, as small as a penny, and Normura's jellyfish, bigger than a man. We've seen the box jellyfish that kills hundreds every year, and the crystal jellyfish that is helping scientists to cure Alzheimer's. Conclusion? It's difficult to ignore the fact that there is a tremendous amount of biodiversity within the jellyfish world. So what else can scientists tell us about jellyfish? Jellyfish has been swimming the oceans for between 500 and 700 million years. Between 1,000 and 1,500 types of jellyfish have so far been discovered. We can't be precise because the number is always changing, with new species regularly being discovered, and many sightings remain unconfirmed by a second sighting, and confirmation is an important thing in science. There is an immortal jellyfish that gets younger during the course of its life, and then when it is as young as it can be, becomes old again, and it can repeat this cycle endlessly. All that we know about jellyfish comes from the small percentage of the waters on this planet that we have explored. What might we learn from the 99% that has yet to be explored? We have seen that jellyfish have learnt to adapt from the freezing to superheated waters, from shallow waters to extreme depths, and from salt water to fresh water, which they also seem to be pretty good at finding. So what can we expect in the future as we explore further? It seems clear that more species will be found, and that we'll continue to be surprised at the ways they find to survive. But I leave you today with just one question for you to answer. What strange jellyfish might we find in the future? Thank you for listening.